Guess who? It's me again. Today I'm gonna talk about something that is like so overdue to talk about. Basically just like a background on my life. So I am from New York. I was born and raised there. I went to college in South Carolina for like I went to college in South Carolina for like 23 days and withdrew. Then I went to community college, tried that like 10 different times and it didn't work just because I'm not a school person and I kept trying to make myself a school person. Worked a bunch of different retail jobs that sucked. I started working when I was 16. No, actually I was 13. I worked at a pizza place when I was 13.
There's deodorant on my shirt.
I worked at a bunch of pizza places. That was like my thing, I don't know. And then I worked at a couple of different retail stores, which sucked. Nothing felt right. Like I just knew that that's not what I was supposed to be doing. And I knew that it was just like passing time. And I always said I wanted to come to California, but I thought it would be like way more down the line. Like when I was like in my late 20s, 30s. I really didn't put a time limit on it. I just always said like, I want to live in LA. And like, you know, but so my story out here, my story coming here, it's really crazy. I was supposed to come out here in the middle of January of 2000, what am I in? 2019? Yeah, 2019. And January, because I had break from school and I was supposed to be visiting the girl that I live with now, Hannah. And it just didn't work out. And then I ended up coming out here the beginning of February to just like visit, you know, like look around. I like booked my first trip by myself. I was so scared. Booked an Airbnb by myself. Everything was by myself. Obviously I had people out here, but like that was my first trip staying by myself. I flown by myself, flown by myself before. That was my first time actually like doing a whole trip by myself, and it actually taught me so much. Like just being self-sufficient, being able to be on your own, being able to do things by yourself is like such a great feeling. She showed me around, my friend, and I went to like crazy parties and met a lot of people. Like the short amount of time I was here, and something just told me like, you gotta move. So I knew I wanted to stay, so I kept like extending my Airbnb. And then it was kind of like, shit, Sheena, what are you doing? Like, you need to go get your stuff. And I went home and I was like, Dad, I have to tell you something. And he definitely thought that I was like about to say that I'm like pregnant, I don't know. But I was like, yeah, I'm moving. And he was like, what? You're doing what? I'm gonna move in like 4 days. Still like didn't think I was serious until I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna ship my car. We scheduled a person to come and pick it up. I dropped out of school. I quit my job. I was working at a pizza place. It just sounds like so many people that are like, oh, I quit my job, dropped out of school. But yeah, that is actually what I did. I basically was like, I'm going all in this. I was looking at jobs like on Indeed and stuff, like a bartender or like a bud tender or like waitress and stuff like that. But I just knew I didn't really want to like work for someone again because I didn't like that. But like obviously you need to have some type of income to, you know, make it work, because that's what people have always said, like, you need a job, you need a job, you need a job. I still was like, I'm gonna go there without a job. I didn't even have a place to stay yet. Like, I was figuring it out because my friends now, it was like a super small space where they were living at the time. But I just knew. I knew that I had to do it. So yeah, I went, and I was living with someone at the time, this girl, and that didn't work out. So I obviously moved in with Hannah and our other friend Mo and our other friend Sky, and it was so much fun. I was babysitting. I started babysitting. I got a job off of care.com, and that was fun. It's better than like working at a place, because it's kind of like you're like in charge, I guess. But it's not something I wanted to do. It was just like for the money, and I stopped doing that because I just knew that I told myself I didn't want to be doing anything that wasn't like helping me or motivating me or making me grow into the person that I wanted to be. And like, yeah, you know, watching kids is cool, but I'd rather not be doing that right now. So I got another little job at like this cannabis place, and I'm still like on and off with that, but I am taking this time now to like actually focus on me. And like, I just realized that I've been working since I was 13 years old, and like, I don't really have anything to show for it. Like, hey, you know, I'm freaking employee of the month or whatever. Like, that just was never the goal. It was just a source of income. So people always ask me, like, all the time, what I do out here. And so many people think I strip, or I have a sugar daddy, or I've gotten a lot of different stuff. But girls, they do stuff like that, but like, I don't. So that's the answer for you guys. I actually right now don't really do anything. Like, when people ask me, what do you do? Or like, what do you do out here? I'm kind of like, living life.
Is that an acceptable answer?
Because it's literally what I'm doing. Like, I've worked since I was 13 to like 10 years. And it didn't get me anywhere, didn't get me anything, got me some money, but like, where's that money now? You know, it's like nothing crazy. It's just like past time, I guess. So now I'm like taking my time to actually like focus on what I want to do and like who I want to be. And I know this is different than all of my other videos because I'm being so stupid in them, but I feel like this is necessary to say and like to know about me, because there's a lot more to me than just being stupid. And I'm like taking the time now to like do things that I never did. I've learned so much about myself. Like, even starting a YouTube page in general is something that I would never have the confidence to do when I lived in New York, or that I would even think about, because it's like I was so focused on what people would think about me and like what people would say. None of that matters, and as long as you know that and you carry yourself like that, people can't say anything, because why would they, unless you're doubting yourself? Then it gives other people a reason to doubt you. Anything now that I say I want to do, I do it. Like, I was like, I should start a YouTube page. Start a YouTube page. Like, if you want to do anything, if you want to be a rapper, do it. Like, you know, you could do. And that's why I don't like when people ask me, what do you do? Because I do a lot. I breathe, I freaking eat, you know, I do a lot. So like, I don't like one specific label being on it, because even people that are super famous do more than the one thing that they're famous for, you know? So when people say things like, oh, I want to come to California, I just like need this, or I need to wait for this, it's like, no, you don't. You don't need to wait for anything, because I didn't. And if I can do it, then you can do it. So what's stopping you? The fear of what could happen? Nothing's gonna happen if you don't do anything. And you're gonna be bored with your life if you don't take risks. People that put a label on me like, oh, she definitely has someone helping her, or someone that's doing this for her. It's like, people think that way because they don't think that they're capable to do it themselves. So they put a label on other people, like, that's only possible because of this, and there's no other way that that's possible. Or like, that's definitely only happening because of this. But like, you don't actually know. You have no idea. I've gotten some crazy messages like about people saying that they have like pictures of me, or like just crazy things. And it's like, people will say stuff to get a rise out of you, or like to try and find an answer that they're never gonna find, because they feel a certain way about themselves. And like, normally me a year ago would have been actually like affected by that and like impacted, and it would have hurt my ego because I wasn't happy with myself, and like, I actually took their opinions and their thoughts to heart. But it's like, no, you're watching from the sideline. You don't actually know me. You don't actually know what I do. So continue to think that. It's cool. I hope that, I wish that find something else to do. I don't know. I've also like had a lot of people tell me like, oh, you're so LA, you've changed now. But it's like, I hope that you change. I hope that you're not the person that you were like a year ago, because that would suck. You've been here for another extra year of your life and you've learned nothing. Like, just because I'm in LA doesn't mean that LA has made me a different person. I chose to come to LA to be a different person, because who I was before and what I was doing wasn't bringing me to like happiness or anything that I actually wanted out of life. And just like the things that I was focused on compared to now are so different. I was worried about Gucci slides and Louis bags and stupid stuff. And like, yeah, all of that stuff is really nice, and I'm glad that what I do have, I have, and I'm so grateful for it. But like, people that can go without that stuff, it's just overall better, because then when you have it, it's like, oh wow, now I have this nice thing. And it's not like,
oh my god, I don't have any, I need another nice thing to add to like my stockpile of nice things that I never use.
like, why? For what? I used to be like that. Me being out here and like not asking for help and actually living on my own and actually being in the real world, I've learned to appreciate food, like simple things that I've had my whole life that I've never taken for granted. Water, like crazy reality check. People can say whatever they want, like, oh, you're different or whatever, but it's like, I'm happy with the person that I am, because the person that I was just a negative, mean, rude, unmotivated, privileged, entitled girl. And that's not someone I want to be. Another thing that I want to talk about is people that put a dollar amount to success. Like, for me, success is like, I look at it like a pie. You have your happiness piece, you have your relationship piece, you have your health piece, and you have your financial piece. And people only look at the surface, which a lot of times is the financial piece, and they think that if you have all this money and you have a nice car and you have a nice place, then the whole pie is filled. But especially being out here, I've learned that your financial pie piece can be really nice and have all the sprinkles and freaking whipped cream and everything on it, but every other part is, there's nothing. That's the only piece that you have. People will look at the outside and be like, oh, well, she doesn't have a job, or she hasn't accumulated a lot of money, or whatever the case may be, whatever you want to think. But it's like, me personally, I would rather get all the other pieces of my pie, and it might sound funny to say that, but that's how I like to look at it. I like to get all the other pieces of my pie filled before caring about money, because I tried the other way, and I tried caring about only money.
Money.
That didn't work. So like, I am doing it this way, where I'm not focused on having a job. I'm not focused on a career or putting a title to what I do, and actually focusing on being healthy and being happy and having any of my relationships with anybody be as best as it can be. And then I truly believe that the money follows, and there's always money in the world to literally get. Like, I don't mean to steal it or rob a fucking bank. I mean, like, there's an endless amount of money. No, I don't know about endless, but there's a shit ton of money out there to be made. It's always there, you know? So like, focus on yourself and do things that make you happy. Because I know so many people that live life like, oh, I'm gonna go to my job that I got because I went to this crazy good university institution, and now I'm miserable with this wife that I don't even like, that I felt like I should marry because that's what society tells me to do, and that's what everyone did that was my age at that time, so I might as well do it. But it's like, no, there's actually no age that you need to be married at. There's no age that you need to start having kids. There's no age that you need to stop being a kid. Like, I still act like a kid. I literally am a child. Ask any of my friends, I act like the biggest kid ever. And it's so much fun. Why does 22, 23, 24, 25, why do you have to have everything figured out? You're still a kid. Like, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. I mean, this is for a lot of people. This is for the people who think I am a freaking stripper. I'm not at all. I couldn't if I tried. That looks so hard to do. I don't have a sugar daddy. I just don't. I know a lot of people want me to say I do, but I really don't. Told myself I wanted to do this on my own, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah, like, you know, family will help, but you got the wrong girl if you think that daddy's buying everything. I just rewatched the videos that I took, and my eyes were going in 50 different directions, so I'm gonna look at the camera now. But basically what I'm trying to get at is, do whatever you want whenever you want to do it. And I don't mean do crazy drugs. And what I mean when I say that is, if you want to go into a studio and make a song, go into a studio and make a song. If you want to start a YouTube channel, start a YouTube channel. If you want to post that picture on Instagram, post that picture on Instagram. Because you not posting it, or you not going into the studio, or you not making a YouTube channel, you're always just gonna have that idea of, oh, I wish I did that. Why would you ever want to live like that? I wish I did that. It's like, do it. See if it works. If it doesn't work, fuck it, you tried. That's literally why I'm here. Because I said I wanted to come to California, and all of the people that are hating and saying, oh, what do you do? It's like, I'm living life. Were you happy when I was working a dead-end job and not going to class and failing tests? Like, that's when you were happy? I don't get it. It's like, now I'm doing things that actually are shaping me into the person I am, and there's just so many haters. And like, it's crazy because when you are happy and you are doing things that people want to do or that people can't do, I don't mean can't in any type of financial restriction. There's no one that's throwing money at me. I'm doing this on my own. So that's what I mean by, that's not what I mean by can't. I mean like can't even think of the idea or think of the possibilities of following your passion. And passion isn't what your mom did, what your dad did, what your sister did, what your brother did, what your grandma did. It's what you actually want to do. And that also doesn't have to be or mean a career in that time. Right now, what I want to do is enjoy life to the fullest. And that's what people are seeing. That's what people are making comments on. It's like, why wouldn't you want to be doing that? You could do that too. I could help you. It's not that hard. Like, just stop hating and stop limiting and stop judging and just do things that genuinely are for you. Don't care about anyone else. Don't look at that Chanel bag that she has. Don't care about those Dior sneakers that he has. Like, worry about yourself. Who cares if he has a Lambo? Who cares if she has a super dope apartment? Like, if you want that and that's your goal, make that your goal and go get it. Stop hating, stop judging, stop looking and making assumptions, because it doesn't get you anywhere. And people that see that aren't gonna wanna help you in any type of way or be open to even telling you about what it is that they do that you're so envious of. Because why would they? You're being a hater. But yeah, that is all I got. Make sure you, what do people say? I don't even know. I think it's like hit the button below or something. I don't know if there's even a button below. I know it's like subscribe, like, comment, and I know there's something about something being below, but I will get it right in the next video. Thank you all for watching. I hope all of you, any of you, even one of you have learned something from this, because yeah, I'm gonna be posting more for sure, and maybe cut back on the funny stuff. I'm still gonna put some funny stuff in there, but I definitely want to have more of my actual life in my videos, so I'm gonna start doing that. Bye. That's all. Have a good night.